Who am I, you ask? And who do I stand with?
That is without doubt the worst pirate I have ever seen.
That's got to be the best pirate I've ever seen.
So it would seem.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition!
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the Year 7 Season 1 reveal, all the good, the bad, and my thoughts and opinions on it all. By now you should all know that I won't be talking about hero changes or testing grounds. If you want that information, please go to Slenderous. He does that topic a lot better than I could ever do. Now with that out of the way, let's move into the main part of the video. Before I start screaming at Ubisoft for their very poor decision making, let's talk about the positive things first. Well, the theme of this season is a refreshing one. I don't think we've had this before, at least I don't either remember it or we didn't. I like the look of the maps that they've redone. I like the effects and mask outfits, especially the cannon execution I think is really cool, so it's actually pretty good. Moving on to something that's blown me away on how good of a job they've done, and that is the new pirate hero skin. The only two negatives with this skin is one, it's for pirate and pirate sucks in every way, fashion and the way they play. Second of all, it's supposed to be a Spanish Inquisition pirate. They do not exist to my knowledge. I've done research and I've not found any information about a Spanish Inquisition pirate. But there were Spanish pirates, don't get that wrong. The only thing that I found that's very similar to it is the Pirates of the Caribbean Spanish. Now you could say we just gotta wait for Year 7 and see if they try and destroy the Fountain of Youth.
Is hereby forever claimed in the glorious name of His Majesty, King George.
Someone make a note of that man's bravery.
My friend Ravenite did point out to me that the hero skin more or less looks like Van Helsing, and I would have to agree with him on that one. Speaking of Ravenite, thank you to everyone who came from Ravenite's channel over to mine. I hope you enjoy my content. The only negative thing is that I don't upload as much as Ravenite, so be warned. And thank you again Ravenite for all the great help that you've done for this channel and for me, so thank you. Now with that out of the way, let's move on to other great things that Ubisoft has done. I know, it's difficult to think that. My favorite detail from the Warrior's Den was the illustrious outfit, the Iron Mask, also known as a Skull's Bridle. It was an instrument of punishment as public mockery, and it was also used for women for speaking out. It's also known for a story called The Man in the Iron Mask. According to legend, the prisoner who was forced to wear the Iron Mask over his face to hide his identity, and two musketeers stood ready to kill him if he ever took it off. As for the other mask, I think it's a Plague Doctor mask, but I don't really know. Either way, it looks cool. Now moving on to the unique throwback event, I am hoping that to be the Star Wars event. It was a fun, if you don't remember, you basically had an effect on where you were playing with lightsabers and killing people. It was really fun, I enjoyed it. I'm also a big Star Wars fan if you don't know. My favourite character is General Grievous. Funny enough, for some reason all my favourite characters seem to die. But let's move on with that. One other thing that gives me a bit of a hint that it might be the Star Wars event, because apparently Ubisoft is in the making process or the idea of making a Star Wars game, so it is plausible. Other events I wouldn't mind to see is Zanhu's Gambit. I remember enjoying that a lot and I wouldn't mind playing that again. Another one, well, an obvious one, would be Test Your Metal. But if they did bring it back, I hope that they make new Test Your Metal armor for the older heroes instead of bringing the old armor back again. But that would just be my suggestion. So I can't wait to see what event they bring back. It could be any event except the Rabbit event. That one was a nightmare, and I never want to see that ever again. As for the new Outlander hero, I know a lot of people have been asking for an Aztec, but personally, I would rather a Mongolian hero like Genghis Khan, or a Korean hero like Yu Song-shin, or a Spanish warrior like Herman Cortez. But these are just my personal preferences and what I would like to see added to the Outlanders. You guys tell me what you think the new hero is going to be and what you would like to see in the near future for the Outlanders. As for the new Outlander hero, it's probably going to be an Aztec or something similar to that, because I know the community has been asking for that for a very long time. Obviously, the other amazing thing is that I thought Ubisoft forgot about the Wool-In since Year 6 Season 4, we all know what happened there. But, surprisingly, in Year 7 they are going to give them a hero skin and a themed event. Wow, only if they could give them a hero, then that would be just perfect. But they're trying at least, somewhat, so we can't be too mad at them. Now the last good thing that Ubisoft has done is for a faction I don't particularly like for what they did to me. I think we all know from my traumatic memories of what they did to my home and myself. But looking past that, I am happy for the Vikings getting a new hero and hopefully a good hero skin after the terrible Bullhorn disaster that Ubisoft did for that. For the new hero, I think it might be Gutmunder, just with maybe a sword and a axe and a sword, or axe and shield maybe. I don't really know, because I'm not really a Viking expert, but it would be cool just to see a new hero. I think it would be cool to have a sword and an axe, but, you know, tell me if you guys have any suggestions what the hero could be. Now we're moving on to the bad things, the part that everyone's been waiting for. Before I discuss how angry I am about Year 7 and their, obviously, thought process, I want to show you a clip from my old video talking about my worry about Year 7 and my anger for what they did in Year 6. I have more questions and worries about what's going to happen in Year 7. Like, will the Knights miss out on a hero skin, or will they just get another one? Will the Wool-In roster be first instead of last to make up for them not getting a season and a hero skin? Are they only going to be giving hero skins to the main 3 factions instead of the Wool-In or the Outlanders? Ubisoft's decision making doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they would skip out on the Wool-In and not give them a hero skin, a themed event around them, or any content at all. We are now in Year 7, and most of the theories I had for Ubisoft to at least take it in a more sensible, logical way for Year 7 didn't come true. They took some ideas, flipped them on their head, and ignored them. I didn't expect Ubisoft to take what I said in my Year 6 Season 4 video and to basically turn it around on its head and basically ignore it for everything and do everything wrong. Now, I will give them this. They did give the Wool-In a hero skin and a themed event, so thank God. And, surprisingly, they're going to give the Vikings a hero skin and a new hero. Let's only hope that the hero skin isn't Bullhorn again. They probably would do that. Don't have your hopes up. The negative thing is obviously we're getting another seasonal event with the Knights and another Knight hero skin. That doesn't make any sense at all. And then here's the kicker for me. They're literally skipping out on the Samurai, so I guess no more content for me to talk about. My channel's going to be dead, just like how the Raider killed me and destroyed my home, and I guess Ubisoft wants to give me the same treatment. How fun. I don't understand why we're getting more content for the Knights, even though they already have more heroes than the other original factions. Now they have more hero skins. The Wool-In missed out on everything in Year 6, and the Knights got more content. Let's be honest, the Aphra season wasn't really for Aphra that much, it was mostly for the Knights than anything else. So the Knights got more content, and now they're getting another hero skin, and then we immediately go into a Knight themed event, and it doesn't make any sense. Why don't you put the Wool-In first, the guys who missed out and you have to wait for so long just to get more content for? Why aren't they first and the Knights at the end? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm happy for the Vikings getting something, like that's good and all, but I just don't really understand what their thinking process is to give more content to the Knights. It's like, I would be fine if For Honor did skip out on the Samurai, even though I love the Samurai, I don't think they should have been skipped out on. But why give more content to the Knights? It's just so obviously being biased, and they're not even trying to hide it at this aspect. And for me, it's just annoying to see the Knights get more content, the Vikings win the faction war, and while my faction basically doesn't get anything good, and you might say, well, you know, we do have an extra hero over the Vikings, and that's true, but our hero sucks. Kyoshin sucks, let's be honest. His armor sucks, and they did a terrible job, and they didn't even give everything that Tozen has to Kyoshin. Like what they did for Warmonger. At least with Warmonger, they have everything of Apollion's. As for Kyoshin, he has basically nothing, and he's missing out on the one important part from Kyoshin. From Tozen, I mean, sorry. His helmet. The biggest issue for me is that they've skipped out on the Samurai. and now I have less content to talk about, and it just frustrates me that they would even think about skipping the samurai when the knights have a lot more content. I know I'm basically repeating myself about this, but it's just so frustrating to see Ubisoft doing this, and it just doesn't make any sense. It makes them gonna have to do more work in the future to try and fix these mistakes and errors, and it just doesn't make any sense at all, and I just don't really understand what they're doing. I would say I'll see you next time, but obviously Ubisoft haven't given me any content to talk about in Year 7, so I guess I'll see you around in Year 8 instead. Well, goodbye everyone. I hope you somewhat enjoyed this video of me having a mental breakdown because of Ubisoft's decision making. And yeah, it's fun. So I'll see you next time when I can. Have a good one, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh no.
About the new armor system that they're trying to bring into Year 7, I see it as a positive and as a negative. We'll talk about the positive first and then the negative. The positive things are Ubisoft will have more time to focus on other content, like improving game modes like Tribute and Arcade, giving us better emotes and executions and signatures, as well as improving the quality of the armor variants and giving us new armor for other heroes like Kensei and that. They are giving Glad new armor, so happy for you guys with that. And I know it's been impossible to imagine this, but even new maps. I know it's been a while. It would be a great idea for them to work on new maps now because they're cutting down on the content of armor that they're making, so that's a good possibility. Now moving on to the negatives. The first negative is obviously we're going to be getting less armor than Year 6, but I'm totally fine with that in theory. The other negative is that we're not going to be getting any new armor for any of the heroes besides Gladiator, so that was definitely a missed opportunity for Ubisoft, and we're still going to get pretty shitty or decent armor variants for the rest of the heroes. Armor variants are just a different coat of paint, sometimes being better than the original, other times being absolutely terrible compared to the original. And lately, Ubisoft has been making a lot of garbage armor variant designs and looks.
You will not forestall my judgment!